What is pussy poppin', you beautiful humans? My name is Ariane Andrew.
I'm Matt Dillon, and welcome to another piping hot episode of Sippin' the Tea Quarantine Edition, where we sip that tea and I guess
Spill that
spill that tea. She left me hanging. Damn, girl, you got me shook, child.
I had to get you this time. You left me hanging last time.
Well, we're rolling this one without the babies because it's, quarantine edition. Mine's passed out, sick as a dog. So I want to jump straight into it because the man in the middle box, the bottom box, I'm not sure where he is in this scenario. You know, you hear a lot of stories about tips, tricks, weight loss, people's stories. And when I heard about Papa Joe, I was like, he got to come on this. It's got 99 Cent story in it. He's a musician. I'm like, this guy's story is phenomenal. So rather than me talk some shit about it, Papa Joe, what's poppin'?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Hey, ready to sip the tea?
Yeah!
Yes. Well, let's dive right on in so you can spill that tea.
Okay, let's spill it.
So, you know,
have me on.
Quarantine right now, life is, locked down.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with everything? What are your takeaways? Let's start right there. Spill that tea.
To be honest with you, I've lived this quarantine life for about 18 months before this all happened. I was unemployed, unhappy, unhealthy, lost my job, and then basically was just unhappy with the way that I looked. I had an opportunity to do music, came back into my life, and that was my wake-up call. And within 18 months and doing some walking and all that stuff, we'll get to that later, but I was able to transform my life. But I think right now, my takeaway is to tap into that creativity side. You know, we're locked up and, pretty much just kind of like the world has stopped. So right now, I'm just taking this time to, for some self-growth, self-development, and see where it goes from here.
Nice.
I appreciate that. So let's dive in because I wanna start with the music because it was the music and a music video that you saw yourself in that was your whoa aha moment.
Yeah.
So take us back to that journey because I love that music is part of your journey, but then also how that kind of took you on a whole nother path.
Oh, sure did. I mean, music, I'm from the old school. I'm an old club head. I'm from the house of Aviance. Oh. And so, I mean, house music and dance music has been in my veins for a very long time. And I was working in a video store out here in Los Angeles, and a music producer walked in and said, "I really like your voice. You got a great sound for house music." Little did he know that I was a club head. Little did he know. And then I went to his studio, recorded a track. He sent it to a label. I got signed in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Got signed to a label in 10 minutes. They gave me some lyrics and said, "Hey, we fired this other rapper. We want you to do this single." And it was DJ Saved My Life. I was featured on with Lula, who I happened to dance to in her tracks in the club. So, the fact that I had the opportunity to be featured on a track with her was like mind blowing. And then when the video came out, we got to do the video together. Last night, DJ Saved My Life. And that's when I got my wake up call. There was a profile shot, even to this day, that I still can't look at, still gives me nightmares. That was my wake up call. So something that I was so passionate about music, the fact that I was dancing in the clubs to Lula's track, and here I am 10 years later, sitting next to her, singing a track with her, doing a track. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, you can't look like that anymore. If this is what you want to do, and this is what's, this is what your talent is, you can't look like that anymore. So that was my wake up call.
Wow, that's so interesting. And I guess the thing about life is sometimes we have these journeys, right? And how one journey can lead into another journey, what gets us into your whole weight loss, from seeing that profile picture. So, walk us through that journey of how it started and
of depression and anxiety and just being miserable and hating myself. I mean, literally, that's where I was at that point in my life. I was working on Wall Street, and here I am working at a video store. There were so many downs that I was just like, feeling like life was just beating me up constantly. And unfortunately, I found out I was an emotional eater. So, but that obviously came later. But at the time, I was stuck in this cycle, of just being unhealthy and unhappy. And I was taking it out on food. Food was my comfort food at the time. So it was really.
Food was his bitch. He like, boom, boom, boom.
I used to say it was my bad best friend. Food is my bad best friend, best friend. It's that shady, be like, ooh, what you looking at? It's that shady, wait.
Hold up.
Yeah, sip it.
Okay. So we all got them shady best friends. Food was mine. And so there was a time, and even there was a point in my life where, depression and anxiety had just gotten to me so much that I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I was that embarrassed of myself, and I was that down on myself too. And tried every diet under the sun and just couldn't do it. And then finally that wake up call again was music, and just having the passion for it. So that got me up and started walking, because I asked myself what was the easiest exercise that I can do, because exercise seemed like work at the time.
Yeah.
So I said, walking. All right, so you're gonna take your fat ass and walk around the block. So 450 pounds at the time, one time around the block, just drenched in sweat. Went back to the music video, went boom, push play, and sat there, watched it again. I said, oh, there's that shot again, back at it again. So that was my wake up call, and it's literally just kept doing it every single day. And then what would happen was the label contacted me and said, yo, track's gonna go on Billboard.
Oh.
Excuse me? You mean my very first single ever is getting ready to be debuted on Billboard magazine? All right. Okay. All right. And so that's why I took it a little bit more seriously. And so what I would do is, as the song came out on the charts, I would walk further to a newsstand to go pick up the magazine as a reward for myself, just to reward myself for doing that. And then each week as it would go up, I would go to a further newsstand. And by the time of the whole journey, I was walking up to, within the 18 months, I was walking up to 5 miles a day.
Wow. That's truly spectacular, the way that you kind of started this goal setting process, and you did it with the intrinsically what you were passionate about. It's like, I think when you break it down like that it becomes easier to kind of digest.
Yeah, I mean, it was my motivation. Music was my motivation. I had to give myself something to get up in the morning and get moving, And I mean, I've been on the treadmill several times. I've been in those diets. I've been in the gym. It just nothing seemed to work or stick. I could never make it stick. So finally, when music came back, it was like, oh, this is something that, your heart goes, whoo, I'm like, oh, you get excited about this,
Yeah.
And so that was what got me.
All right, so you're standing on that edge of having this success and like doing this. How in your real life, like food, diet, all of that, like, if I was to go into your fridge at that point, what were we looking at in that fridge?
Back then we were looking at cakes, cookies, candy, sweets.
I'm gonna take you to my fridge right now.
I mean, but it's not, I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. But I mean, I literally had a nervous breakdown, went to the fridge, just threw everything that was going to get in my way of losing the weight. And see, I went from eating 7,000 calories to 2,000 calories a day.
Wow.
I used to drink a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew every single day for 5 years in New York. I stopped drinking soda. I haven't touched soda in 7 years.
Wow.
That's like a crack addiction. I'm like, that's...
It's 50 tablespoons of sugar. 50 tablespoons of sugar a day I was putting in my body for 5 years.
Let me just put that away, baby. For those that are listening on Spotify right now, I just took my can away. What's that?
No, but I mean, I really had some really unhealthy habits, and food was one of them. It was comfort food for me. And then one of the things that I had to realize was, when I went to the 99-cent store, because a friend was like, oh, you got to go to the 99-cent store. They got fruits and vegetables. I'm like, girl, I'm not shopping at no 99-cent store. I turned my nose up, walked up in there, and literally saw fruits and vegetables that I could stomach on a daily basis that, would cost $1. And it was like the pearly gates just went, oh, literally. And so I was able to purchase all my food items for $40 a week. Basically each meal breaking down to about $7 a day, or $7 per meal, $21 a day.
Wow.
I mean, that just goes to show, like, when you really want to do something, you really have a goal and something you want to achieve, like nothing can get in your way. And most people make excuses, but you didn't give yourself an excuse, and you were able to outline just even from the beginning of, you know, setting goals. I'm going to walk this far, or you know what, even if it's like people say they don't have the money to do so, you can figure out ways, you know, to make things happen. So like, I mean, wow, that's tremendous kudos to you for being able to push yourself and finding out those little tricks to, you know, make it happen.
Again, you know, one of the things that I talk about a little bit later is there's two things that I think that you need to worry about in life. One is your health and wellness, and two is your goals and dreams. And both of those require motivation, you know?
Yeah.
So I had the motivation of the music, then I had to figure out the health and wellness. But that one and one, you know, they kind of gave me, you know, each one kind of worked together in unison, and I was able to work through it, you know?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you talk about, so I mean, because I know you're talking about health and wellness, and you have your book,
Yes.
Changing the Scale. So is that, you know, we want people to go get the book, but those, what are like 3 little nuggets that you would put out that, you know, are in your book?
One of the things, well, actually, to be honest with you, the book to me right here, that I have right here.
Yes.
Right,
Balance and scale, right? It's a handbook, really. To be honest with you, it's a handbook of one of the messages in it is that it's not about it's not about the weight that you lose, it's about the life that you gain.
Say that again.
It's not about the weight that you lose, it's about the life that you gain.
I love that. I mean, damn, print the shirts. Let's get the merchandising popping. Let's go.
No, and the reason why I say that is because one of the things in the stories that I mentioned in the book is I love roller coasters, but I was so heavy at the time I couldn't even fit in the seat.
Wow.
And I was able to give up something that I was so passionate about at the time because my weight was an obstacle. So after losing the weight, lost 250 pounds, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Sorry. Lost 250 pounds, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, but after I've done that, I mean, I just went skydiving. You know,
that's amazing.
So I'm under the weight restriction, and I'm able to do things that I never could experience in life. So the book really is about, you know, it's not about like I said, it's not about the weight that you lose, it's about the life that you gain. You know, I was ready to give up being and give up on my dream of liking roller coasters because I was letting my weight be an obstacle, and now it's not. You know,
you were giving up on living, I guess, because you had many dreams.
Yeah, and it's giving me more energy. But one of the things that I had to realize, and I think that's one of the things that everybody, even nowadays that we're in this quarantine life under self, is we got to learn our eating habits and some of the things that we do, you know, and some of the things that we've taken for granted. And one of the takeaways that from the book is the 3 W's, what I like to call the 3 W's, what, when, why, as far as your eating habits. So like a crazy person, pretty much you stand in the store and be like, all right, what is this? Bag of Doritos. All right.
Yeah.
When is the next one? I want it now. And then you got to ask yourself, the third question is, and that's when I started to figure out my triggers. I'm like, oh, you're an emotional eater. Oh, you get mad because that lady cut you off in traffic. You know? And so once I started figuring out my triggers as to my eating habits, then I was able to push those aside and focus back on my goal. And remember, you know, be like, oh, okay, I can eat that and be mad because she pissed me off in traffic, or I can go get something healthy and stay focused on my goal.
I love that. I think that's you're touching on something in the zeitgeist right now of people that, you know, are struggling mentally, are struggling, and they're doing it so isolated. How, you know, what is one piece of advice you would impart? I guess maybe what we just discussed is one, but also, you know, just to kind of keep the mind focused and to keep, you know, your weight loss journey also.
Go for a walk, change the environment, change the scenery, you know.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, take a deep breath, meditate. You know, just figuring out some of the bad habits, you know. It's not to say that, look, we all have something that we need to work on.
Yeah.
All of us, you know? So it's just a matter of taking the time and making yourself accountable for it and be like, okay, I'm gonna work on this and really diving into it and not be afraid of what you see. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get past each one of my plateaus when I was going through the weight loss journey. I mean, look at this. I just wanted to show you guys this. Look at it. These are the pants. You can't see them now, but this is one leg.
Papa Joe, can you say that again because it's freezing?
Here it is.
Damn.
Look at that.
Hold on, you're frozen.
What part?
It did?
Hold on.
No, he's not for me.
It froze for me, and since I want you to do that one more time.
What part? The leg?
Just saying, I want to show you guys this.
Got it. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I want to show you guys this. All right. Okay. Look. This is one leg of the pants.
Wow.
And here they are. They don't even fit.
Damn.
Sheesh.
Size 58.
Your head just like a little nugget in front of the thing.
I was like.
So this just goes to show everyone who is listening and watching that when you literally are resilient, driven, and focused, the sky has no limits. Like you gave you've surpassed. I feel like most people's goals are just so tiny. Like your goal was so big, and like look how far you've gotten, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like with your.
My goal next year is to. I'm starting to run. I just started bike riding, hiking. I went skydiving about a month ago. I want to start running, and I want to run the London Marathon next year.
Wow.
I'm going to go take a nap, children.
I hear you. I'm all about the health and wellness. So
you know what it is for me? You know what it is? You know what it is for me? It really is. It's about crossing that finish line. You know what I mean? Even if it's a few 3Ks, 5Ks, I just want to cross that finish line. And to be able to do a marathon, just go like this. You know, that's all I need. That's all. I can pat myself on my own back. You know,
gotta be your own damn cheerleader.
That's it. But I really want to do it for myself and just really want, cross that thing. Okay, I went skydiving. Boom. And one of the things that I've learned from skydiving, and that was one of the most things I was fearful of. It was the number one thing on my bucket list. I was able to cross that off. Now I actually am so excited to do it again that I actually want to look into getting my certification so I can help other people overcome their fears.
Wow.
Oh, he's a motivator, honey. He's a motivator.
So on that note, we want to, because that was such a positive note, I want to kick it off to you, Matt. So we're going to do some quick rapid fires.
All right, ready? Here we go. Mornings or late nights?
Mornings and late nights.
Oh, he likes a pussy pop and sleep.
I mean, Netflix and chill. You know who it is. I may have to stay up a little late and be like, okay, come on.
Speaking of Netflix and chill, last show you binge watched on?
There was two of them actually. I had them simultaneously. With
Rapid fire now.
Rapid fire. Oh, Miracle Workers and Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Got it.
Documentary.
All right. Your favorite board game growing up?
Chess.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hit workout or weights?
Oh, workout.
Wait, hold on. Paused again.
Wait, you said?
Okay, we'll
Did it, because it's you that's pausing.
Am I pausing?
It's weird.
Oh, love the internet. Hold on. Am I still pausing?
Yeah. No, your titties are there, guys. See you, girl. Yes. Get it. Are you there?
Pausing.
We need to record this. This is the show right here. You guys just doing this. I see why you guys are together.
You can watch us on Instagram live after this.
I love
We're
this.
crazy
awesome.
motherfuckers.
I love it. I want to be a part.
We're gonna be doing there's gonna be a lot of edits in here.
No worries, please.
Wait, so we'll do this that way it goes on a smooth. One word to describe yourself.
Passionate.
Okay. All right. Am I still pausing?
No.
Oh, okay. Just make sure I'm not.
Actually, there's 2 words, but I'll say passionate for starters. Ambitious.
Oh, he about to read the diary. That's a wrap, motherfucker. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. On that note, where can everybody follow you at? Follow your journey and the whole 9.
They can find it on the book is available on Amazon, Balancing the Scales. They can also find me at JoJo Now, JoE Now, or they can look up the new animated series that I'm doing called Electric Negro, which I have something for you guys as well too.
Oh, I live, honey. He is the ultimate. He is the ultimate salesman.
At electricnegro.com. It's a new animated series that I'm doing. I've got Denzel Whitaker on board from Black Panther, AJ McClain from the Backstreet Boys are my 2 celebrities in it. Electricnegro.com. There's a free merchandise giveaway as well. I also got some merchandise for you guys as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll be sending that your way too.
Amazing.
They can find me at Papa Joe Aviance on Instagram, or at the Electric Negro on Instagram, or on Facebook. The Papa Joe Aviance on Facebook, or the Electric Negro.
All right. And where can everybody follow you at, Matt?
They can follow me at Matt Dillon 1983. And what about you, sister?
At across the board at Ariane Andrew. And Papa Joe, we loved having you. And until next time, guys, we'll catch you on another episode of Special Edition Quarantine of Sippin' the Tea.
Bye for now. Yes.